What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the garage. I've been doing some wiring. All the wiring for the truck is now on this little panel that I made in the footwell. The computer is mounted up in the same spot it was before, and everything's hooked up and ready to rock. We just turned the power on and all the smoke is still in the wires, so we're gonna see if it will turn over. Okay. Sweet! She's alive, and there's a few things that are missing, so let's put those in.
Yeah.
Those guys are very important. All right, guys, it's been a few days since I touched the camera. A ton has happened, but we're gonna jump straight back into the action. My dad has found an itch in trying to figure out what light switch turns on that light outside the garage. But, oh, battery switch got turned on. So when I hit the key, fuel pump should turn on. Got half a tank of fuel. Ooh, it's working! Yeah, so when you turn the key, it only fires for a few seconds to prime.
Oh,
so it won't continue to run until... So I'll grab the computer and then we'll be able to turn the fuel pump on. Be right back. All right, so before we can fire the truck up, we're gonna set the fuel pressure. So an LS needs 57 pounds of fuel pressure. So turn the key back on. Okay, so we're in HP tuners here. We're gonna connect. So now that it's connected, we're gonna go to this little green arrow up here, and then engine, fuel. One of these is fuel pump. No, you gotta go to fuel system, fuel pump, and now fuel pump, it'll just continuously run, or it'll just prime. Thought it ran continuously, but it doesn't. So we're just gonna sit here, on, off. See the pressure come up.
10 pounds.
Okay, we have the fuel pressure set. Here we go. Lots of things to iron out, but it's running. There was a fuel leak back here, but we've got that fitting tightened up. We're gonna get the garage door open so we don't gas ourselves out. Putting some training fluid in, Dad.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see how the coolant is. Coolant's down a little bit. Oh, top's off. While we're topping off the truck with fluids, I want to give a huge shout out to Redline Racing Oil. They hooked me up with all the fluids for this truck, power steering, brakes, trans, everything. To avoid second place, use Redline synthetic oils. All right, we're gonna fire it back up, try to move it forward and backward. I'm gonna put you guys back here.
Name?
No, I haven't thought of a name.
I'm gonna call her Matilda.
You
should ask the viewers.
No, the name is not gonna be Matilda.
The viewers.
But the truck does need a name. Let me know what you guys think. My fiance says Matilda, and I'm like, no. But it's worse. But the truck does need a name.
Dipstick.
Maybe.
Wingnut.
There you go, Dad. So, truck's up and running. We think we got most of the all the leaks figured out. There might be an issue with the power steering rack. There's a huge puddle of fluid there, but now we can't see where it's leaking from anymore. So maybe it just needed a little fluid to reseal or something. But it's late. We're gonna go get some rest, and then we'll come back And tomorrow, we should be driving this thing. See you guys in the morning. Good morning. It did rain a little bit last night, so the road should be nice and clean to get this thing out and start breaking some of the new components in. But before we go too far, I'm gonna do a once over on everything on the truck, just to make sure not a single bolt was missed. I'm cruising the truck on the first drive. This thing is driving phenomenal. Let go of the wheel on kind of a bumpy road, she's going dead straight. The steering is way more sensitive than it was before. Before, to take like a 90-degree turn onto a side road, I'd have to do about a full half turn on the wheel. Now I can do maybe a little bit more than a quarter turn on the wheel, and it just takes the corner. So back in the garage, I've taken the truck on a few more drives, getting some of those heat cycles in the rear end. I got out all the front end pieces, the grill, the headlight bezels, and the front roll pan, and they are just filthy. All of these spots on here are from bugs, and there's been a few big ones. And if we come over to the grill and the headlight bezels, it's the same thing. It is just riddled with bugs. So I'm gonna get those cleaned up and put on, and then we'll get a look at this thing with its face on. The past 6 months have been a lot of work, and she's ready for the shootout. I want to give a huge shout out and thank you to the sponsors that helped make this truck happen. Quick Performance for the rear end, Redline Racing Oil for all the fluids for the truck, Viking Performance for the coilovers on the truck, Hot Rod Fuel Hose for all of the fuel fittings, and Auto Metal Direct for the bed sides and the wheel tubs. Huge thank you to all of you. Without you guys, this might not have happened. I have to give another huge thank you to Andy from Sorg Welding. He's cut a lot of the parts on his water jet, and in crunch time, he was over here putting in some hours helping me get this thing ready to rock and roll. So if you'd enjoyed the build series of this truck so far, I'm just getting started. It's Monday, April 8th. You guys should be seeing this Tuesday, hopefully, if not, maybe Wednesday. But the shootout is days away, and we're gonna go see what this thing's made of. So at the shootout, I'm planning on doing a Thursday video, Friday video, and a Saturday video. It's gonna be a lot of work, but I think it's gonna be worth it because there's gonna be so much action. If you've made it this far in the video and you're not subscribed, I would recommend it so you can see this monster on the track. This is the end of the first chunk of the build series for the square body that has yet to be named. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. If you like the video, hit that like, please subscribe, and I'll see you guys at the Pro Touring Truck Shootout.